As the hero shooter has evolved, the support, or more specifically healer characters, have evolved with different ways of providing said support. Starting mostly with Medic in Team Fortress 2, we had a class specifically made to be a dedicated healer, with his medigun latching onto a single target. When Overwatch came out, we were given a character with essentially the same playstyle that had a few different abilities to give and use. This seemed fine at the time, but as time has gone on, Overwatch has gained 4 additional support heroes, and the addition of these heroes has made it so that the Swiss Angel has become outdated in both her playstyle and what she can do for the team. When Overwatch first released, we had 3 support heroes. Yes, I know Symmetra was considered to be a support hero, but for the sake of specifically discussing healers, we're gonna preemptively shove her out of the category. At the time, each hero brought different playstyles and healing methods to the game. Zenyatta acted as a DPS healing hybrid, able to latch a healing orb on a teammate while dishing out his own DPS, and supplementing the team's overall damage. Lucio was just broken to hell and back in the early days of Overwatch with his absurdly large AoE radius and massive speed boost. Yet, even after being nerfed, his passive AoE healing and speed boosting helped the team in ways no other healer could at the time. Additionally, Lucio could also contribute to the team's damage numbers, like Zenyatta. Then we had Mercy, the dedicated healer of the bunch, who was generally meant to be able to output the most healing of the 3 over the course of an entire game. At this point in time, this was all we really needed. This was the beginning of the game's life, and simplicity was the best place to start. These 3 healers gave enough variety for anyone to choose from based on their preferred style. The problem came when they started introducing new support healer heroes to the game. With Ana's inclusion, she added to the table long-range healing and exclusive and powerful utility abilities, all while having a higher healing per second than Mercy, with the downside of needing to reload. Ana became an alternative main healer option that could do much more than Mercy, but as an offset required more skill to effectively use. This essentially started the trend of support heroes bringing more than just healing to the team. While Mercy's most powerful ability was reviving, her main functionality was as a dedicated healer. A healer whose sole job was to support one teammate at a time and enable them to do their job. This is where Mercy's problem lies. She is the single most dependent support hero in Overwatch. Her ability to defend herself is pitiful, and her ability to actively contribute to a teamfight lies mostly in her healing or damage boosting the right person. To compensate for her lack of self-defense capabilities, she was given Guardian Angel in order to be able to bail from situations. However, Guardian Angel is an ability that relies heavily on teammate positioning, once again strengthening the fact that she's heavily dependent on her teammates. In comparison to the other support heroes, Mercy is simply dull both in kit and to play. While this statement is very opinionated, as there are many players who enjoy playing Mercy, me having been one of them, I feel it's still something that needs to be stated and has evidence that can back it up, so here's my attempt at doing that. Every other support hero has a more active role in a fight than Mercy does. Lucio helps the team engage while skating around to the beat of music, kiting and damaging as he jams out. Zenyatta helps with his Discord orb as well as acting as a good source of additional DPS. Moira, a hero often criticized for being weak due to the lack of utility and mainly being about large healing, still has her damage orb to help out as well as Coalescence. Brig is... Brig, I don't have to explain that one. Ana has her incredibly powerful Sleep Dart, Anti-Nade, and Nano Boost. And Baptiste is basically Ana and Moira shoved together with a versatile and helpful kit. Then we have Mercy. She can fly to teammates and heal or damage boost them while rezzing every 30 seconds. Like I said before, Mercy is very reliant on her teammates. A good Mercy can only do so much to support her team, but a good player playing any other support can really lead their team to victory and even pick up some of the slack. The only way Mercy can do that is by reviving the right teammate and hoping to God they perform well. There's very little feeling of accomplishment and contribution when playing Mercy. About the only time you feel a rush is when you're bobbing and weaving enemy fire, and the rare occasion you get to pull out your pistol and take down an enemy. Additionally, due to her lack of requirement to aim, Mercy is often considered one of, if not the easiest character to play. I both agree and disagree with this opinion. I'm an advocate of the Mercy just requires different skills club. Positioning, game sense, and heal priority are what Mercies have to know, so while she may be easy to pick up and use, actually playing her well requires the player to have this knowledge and skill, which is largely in part due to her passive playstyle and lack of self-defense capabilities. However, supports in general have to have a solid grasp on game sense, since they have to be aware of where their teammates are at all times in order to be able to quickly support them when needed, assuming they are allowed to. But Mercy requires it because they're her escape route. If she doesn't have an escape plan when things go south, it can result in what was probably a needless death. Now, it's important to know that I'm not saying Mercy is currently useless. Not at all. In fact, Mercy is great in DPS-heavy comps due to her mobility, how easy it is for her to get to her heal targets with small hitboxes, and the relatively low health pools. Mercy can also be run as a side healer, but in doing so you're giving up a defensive support ult that may be useful in possible team wipe situations such as a Graviton combo. However, Mercy is definitely a weak hero at this time due to her healing per second having received a nerf from 60 to 50 a while back, which makes her weak in that department in comparison to other main healers, Ana, Moira, and Baptiste. Couple that with the fact the meta is still focused on goats, with the addition of Bunker being boosted as a comp by Baptiste's arrival. In general, Mercy has no place in those comps, especially in goats, but it is possible to swap out either Ana or Zen for Mercy in Bunker, especially when the map features significant high ground since it gives her more mobility and more opportunities to res. Each support has their own upsides and powerful abilities, and for Mercy, she has Res, an ability that has caused nothing but problems throughout Overwatch's lifetime. Res has never and will never be a fun ability to fight against due to its ability to completely negate either a mistake or an integral pick. Depending on which side the Mercy's on, the ability to bring someone back to life so easily shouldn't have a place in an attempted competitive team shooter, in my personal opinion. If Res were to be replaced with a different ability, depending on what it could do, it may have the chance of shooting Mercy back up to being a solid pick. But again, the problem is also with her playstyle in comparison to the other supports, something that a simple ability swap likely wouldn't be able to fix. The problem that I'm arguing here is that it's all due to her fundamental design in comparison with the rest of the game. I touched on this in my Mercy and Medic video, so I won't drag on too long about it, but the reason Mercy isn't fun to play is because there are much more engaging options to choose from. It's many times more fun and rewarding to play a healer where you can effectively engage in the team fight as opposed to standing behind your teammates constantly dodging the fight at hand. Because of this, I believe Mercy is outdated. Her original draw was that she was a dedicated singular healer. The problem is, Ana, Moira, and Baptiste can essentially do the same job, with Moira and Baptiste being able to heal more than just one person at a time with their primary form of healing, and Ana having the capabilities of long-range healing and denying the enemy team healing. With the way the meta has shifted, Mercy is overshadowed by every other support hero. Granted, with the way Goats has been dominating for months, the same could be said for every single DPS hero, which makes up more than half the roster. However, within the two main competitive metas, Mercy basically has no place. Every other support can have a role with them, especially since Goats can run Moira or Ana instead of Zenyatta. Because of her gameplay style, what little she brings to the team and the metas, Mercy simply isn't a sustainable pick within the game. She's been outdated and outclassed by nearly every other support, unless the team is running a DPS-heavy comp or pirate ship. Two team comps that theoretically shouldn't win against the latter of the two metas as of right now. And then again, you can completely disregard everything I say because I'm a high plat, low diamond player, which means none of my opinions or thoughts matter. Sorry I can't grace you with the thoughts of a GM player.